In this video, I'll talk in depth about baking polymer clay. First, you can use any type of oven, electric or gas, whatever, but you cannot use microwave for baking. And you can use your kitchen oven that you use for cooking. Just make sure that you cover the pieces very well with the aluminum foil, and after baking, allow ventilation for the oven and the kitchen. And do not bake the clay with the food in the same oven at the same time. The important thing regarding the oven is that you have to adjust the temperature as required by the manufacturer of the polymer clay that you use. The required temperature is always written on the clay pack with the required amount of time for baking. Just note that the required amount of time for baking the clay, as stated here, is for a piece with a thickness of 6 millimeters. So if you are making a piece with the larger thickness, then the baking time should be longer than what's stated on the pack. Generally, you can bake the clay for a longer time, but not for a higher temperature than that stated on the pack, as this might cause clay burning. If this is your first time to bake the clay in the oven, make sure to test it using a small bowl of clay. Just to make sure that the temperature of the oven is not so high and your precious pieces won't burn. Or you may use an oven thermometer to adjust the temperature. That's because some ovens are not calibrated accurately and are actually hotter than the temperature set on the dial. And finally, make sure that you preheat the oven to the required temperature before putting your clay into it. After baking, let the pieces cool down and never try to bend your pieces or press them down, as the clay will be slightly soft just after baking and it needs to cool down in order to harden completely. You may also let it cool down inside the oven before getting it out of it. And don't worry if the oven is still hot for a while, this wouldn't affect the clay badly at all. And remember this, the longer you bake the clay, the harder it will be, as long as the temperature of the oven is accurate.